G'day viewers, here we are at Reindeer to take on our shift in the 150 and learn how to drive the beast.
Platform, doors opening, lift going up.
So we'll be taking on 150-235 today. We're heading out to Cardiff Bay from here at Reindeer. I'll run the full length because it's only about 16 minutes or so. Click on the door to gain access and climb in. If you're on the ground, there is a step up if you want to use that or need to. Open up the driver's compartment. Should you ever need to open the gangway door, it's just a matter of clicking on the door and it all unfolds and opens up. So if you're going to multi-unit the things, that's what that's for. Over here, we've got our safety system, so we'll turn on TPWS. The other things don't actually do anything. You can do a temporary isolation if you need to run through a red signal for some reason. All right, you can put the seat up or down as you desire. No, I don't want to give it up. And you just got to find the right hotspot to sit in the seat. There is a blind if you want to use a sun blind. There's a fan if you want to cool yourself off. Noisy little thing. Contact signaler is over here on the telling bone. And we can turn on the TSMR. Doesn't do anything, but you can turn it on. You can open the window there. And if we pop down in, let's pop in our master key next. And put our reverser to the forwards position, which means go all the way around. And we'll acknowledge I'm using the Q key, but it's circle or B on your controller. Alrighty, now instrument lights on. You could put on DRA if you desired. If that signal was red in front of you, you would put it on. It's optional otherwise. Let's put on the left headlight. I actually don't know how you choose whether you use left or right, so couldn't figure that out. Let's get our doors opened. I have used the Y key to open the doors over here on the platform in Tree Sim World. There they go. And the beloved TSW passengers who get in and vanish. It's just life, that's how they are. Very good. Alrighty, they can keep loading for the moment. We've got pretty much everything else set up, ready to go here. Now, horn. And there's wipers. You can turn those on should you desire it. Clearly I haven't done that before. Now, this is actually the first time I've run the route, so it may be a little bit juddery and clunky because it has not compiled anything. To get the doors closed, again I use the Y key for the left-hand doors, U key for the right-hand doors, or you can use the left and right on your D-pad on your controller. Alright, let's get the brakes off. And we are going to accelerate. I'm told the correct way to do it is you go into notch 3. And once you get up to about 15 mile an hour or so, near enough there, you go into 5. Now, the 150 is somewhat based on the original Rivet model from West Coast, but the sounds have been remixed, and I have to say, while they're not amazing, they're a lot better. I kind of like them. And once you get up to about 30 mile an hour, straight into 7. I'm actually using my Xbox controller to control this thing today. It does work with Rail Driver, but I hate to say it, I've just about given up on Rail Driver in TSW because it's variable with different locomotives. Shoot a split shot, I have to do this. Hey, wrong way. There we go. Shoot a split shot. The water doesn't look amazing. But anyway, that's okay. And we should probably start slowing down now, so throttle to off, brakes to step 2, and then back to step 1. The reason you go to step 2 first is if this is wet or icy conditions, that will just clear off your braking system so that you can stop gently and appropriately. Step 1 is a good braking point if you start early enough. Nice and gentle on your passengers. But this is going to work out relatively well. I might even be able to release briefly. Go back to step 2. Just as it stops, step 1. Just to calm things down and make it smooth. Alright, opening is the left-hand side of your D-pad because the doors are on the left. Right-hand side of the doors are on the right. That smoky beast going the other way there. It's quite nice. Just waiting for our horde to get off, apparently. How did they all fit in there? It's like a clown car. Like sardines. Alright. Left on the D-pad again, or the Y key on your keyboard to close the doors. And we shall take off again. So, brakes release, and up to notch 3. We go up to 5. Well, let's discover a pretend emergency situation now so we can see how to recover from that. So, brake straight into emergency, back to off on the throttle. And because your real driver has 2 hands, that movement would actually be at the same time. Alright, so now that we're stopped and we're in emergency, we can just release this brake. Release it completely, and you see the brakes are releasing. So it's a very simple one to release. Back to notch 3. Now, if you're going to couple these units up, you bring them up to each other. They will mechanically couple, and then you must put the reverser into the on position and press the couple button. I won't be doing that in the tutorial. At the next stop, I'll do an outside acceleration so you get a bit of a feel for the sounds. And you can decide for yourself whether they're good enough to make you happy or not. It's entirely up to you. It is a little subjective. I've got AP turned on. It's got 2 models. Now, this is the early access build. It's likely to be the same when you get it. In fact, given it releases in a couple of days, I'd say it's almost guaranteed to be the same as when you get it. So you can expect to see what you are seeing here. I'm hoping towards the end of the run we get some adverse signalling. So that would be nice. So I can show you resetting from a TPWS demand. It's the same as all of the others. TPWS will stop the train if you don't acknowledge it, and or if you're going too fast, that is supported on here. Just going back to coast now. So we do want to start slowing down, so into step 2, and then back to 1. Just let that gradually slow down. As we head towards Cathays. Release the brakes because we are slowing down just a tad early. The brakes are quite reasonable in this implementation. physics have been redone. I am ignoring this AWS. I'm going to let it stop the train. The AWS magnet is to that speed limit sign there. You can see that it has put the brakes on now, and it's stopping the train. So once it stops the train, it's Q key or circle or B on your console controller, depending on your flavour. And you'll see up there the brake demand light is lit. We now have to wait a minute and the brake demand light will go out. So while we're waiting for that minute, why don't I pop outside and we'll have a look at the train model itself. It's essentially the same one. We did see a fault on the stream in that neither of the cardan shafts will rotate. So one of them should be rotating all the time, and the other one only rotates when it's driving. So the one on the axle only rotates when it's driving. But apart from that, it's actually a really nice model. It looks good. It's slightly weathered. There we go. There's our brakes going off. So we can now drive again. And the brake demand light up there has gone out. And off we go, heading for Cathays again. Now, of course, if you aren't trying to emergency stop yourself, I just wanted to demonstrate it so I can show you what to do. You press the Q key or circle or B on your controller after the alarm sounds to reset it. Now, there's nothing to stop you going straight into the 7th notch on this thing. You certainly can if you want to. I'm just showing you what I'm told is the prototypically correct way to drive this kind of rail car. And we're going to come off the juice now anyway, so just step that right back down to off. Start our braking, match 2 and then back to 1. You can stay in 2 if you need to, of course, or you can even go into 3 if you need to. Do what you need to do for the situation. So what railways are all about is situational awareness. Just come off the brakes and roll the last little bit. The brakes apply and release quite responsively, which is very nice. The brake squeal as you come to stop is quite nice. I think my mirror is going to smack bloke here in the head, but that's okay. Ah, that's near enough. Let's get the doors open. Let's pop onto the outside view so you can see. Right, so the doors open. All of the signage on the route is Duolingo, so Duolingo, trying to avoid a brand name, in both Welsh and English. Passengers have a bit of a struggle there, because one of them doesn't want to get on and the others are stuck behind her. Queuing being one of the popular things in Britain. We're in a queue. We can't go anywhere because we're in a queue. Better hurry up or you're going to miss your train. Oh dear, you've missed your train. See? Oh, now he leaves the queue. Too late now, buddy. Sorry about that. Brakes off, and off we go. Going into the 30 limit for Cardiff Queen Street next stop, which is the central station, if you like. Oh, I was going to start out from the outside. I'm sorry. I'll do that from Cardiff Queen Street. Just saw one of the little hitches there. We will definitely see that even on my machine. And I'm just going to notch back to off now. So I'll acknowledge this AWS, which might sound, because we've got a thing. No, it didn't. Okay. Sometimes they sound when you've got a diverging indicator on, and sometimes they don't. there are speed detection loops here, so if you are going too fast, it will stop you. I'm not going fast enough to annoy it. Nice to see the suspension in action there. Sounds as we cross the frogs of the points is quite nice too. This is continuous welded rail on this route. You don't hear a lot of clicky clack. Should probably stop. That would be a good thing to do. Alrighty, let's get those doors open. The stopping points on the route are very forgiving, so as you get used to it, you'll be fine. You can improve yourself with each stop, or you can get worse like I just did. Either way's fine, of course. So it is a nice simple unit to drive, and I think this thing will come in handy on other routes as well. Needless to say, I'll run it up mittens. Join all of the trains that have run up Mitten World Park Hill for me, and we'll see where it sits in the standings, because currently the winner is still Pacer, believe it or not. We have the route indicator, which tells us which way we are going. We're going to be heading off towards Cardiff Bay. There's lots of bespoke assets being built for this route. I shouldn't be throttling up at the moment. I'm already going too fast. So we'll just roll along, and we'll just pretend we're not doing 17 miles an hour. It's fine. These aren't the droids you're looking for. And I can thank my new medication for my lovely radio announcer's voice. I have some post-COVID chest inflammation, so I get to suck on a puffer. It's delightful. Can't think of anything I'd rather do. And interestingly, when you first suck it in, the first thing it does is make you cough for a lot. So I kind of figure what happens is it gives you 6 hours worth of coughing, jams it into 30 seconds, and then it's fine for the rest of the day. Seems to work. Heading off to Cardiff Bay Station. Next stop. And I will acknowledge the AWS this time. Oh, I still didn't do an outside. This is a fixed distance signal. It is always at caution because you are coming into the dead end here. Cardiff Bay Station. Lots of construction going on. Construction or destruction, hard to tell. This line is set in the era just prior to electrification. So even TfW has abandoned their beloved diesels. To go right through the construction zone up to the buffers at the end here, and there's speed loops on the ground there, so if you're going too fast, it will stop you. If you're going really, really fast, you'll just crash into the buffers and go flying over the pub, probably. How do I know it's a pub? I don't. That'll do. That's good enough. All right, let's get the doors open for the last time. People getting on and off. This, of course, is a returning service? No, it's not. But what I'll do is I'll return to free roam and show you how to change hands once it finishes. Alrighty, it's time to lock the doors. And it will kick us out, but I'll come right back into free roam. And we will change in. So continue and return to free roam. Get back into the cab down here. And we want to bring our reverser round to the off position. Brakes into full service. Oops, my tail lights on. I drove with my tail lights on. You should turn those off. Turn your instrument lights off, turn your headlights off. You can leave the safety systems on, that's fine. Get up out of the chair. You can turn off DSNR too, I suppose, if you're really excited about it. Doesn't do anything, but you certainly can do it. Alright. Wander through the train, saying hello to all of the lovely Welsh people and their accompanying tourists. I haven't seen a tea trolley yet, which disappoints me somewhat. Can't get into the toilets, usual deal. Alright. Come in here to the... No, we've got an AI. Well, you can't have the train, sorry buddy. Alright. Master key on. And we'll pop over here and enable TPWS AWS at this end as well. In the chair. Round to forwards and acknowledge with Q circle or B. TSMR appears to be powering up by itself. That's nice. Didn't do that at the other end. Instrument lights on. This time we'll remember to turn our tail lights off. And headlights on to left. We can leave the brakes in full service for the moment. And that's all we have to do, actually. So our doors are closed, which means that we could actually release the brakes and drive at this point. So we will. I don't think we're due out of here for a little while. Oh no, perhaps we are. Not going to drive the full service, but let's just get her moving to prove that the change ends work successfully, and it certainly appears to have. It is that simple. Like I said, this is a very simple, easy train to drive. Of these, I believe one unit's powered and one's not. So one's effectively a trailer, which is why one of them's quieter than the other one. So just keep cruising along at our 25. I'll take us into Cardiff Queen Street and then I'll end the tutorial there, because I think we've seen pretty much everything that we need to do. Yellow signal indication up here. Acknowledge with the circle B or Q key. So circle or B on controller, Q on the keyboard if you're using one. You can use the keyboard with both Xbox and PlayStation, and PC of course. At your discretion. I do recommend players plug in a keyboard or get themselves a Bluetooth keyboard for their console, because it enhances the experience quite a lot. That big viaduct we just passed, it did amuse me on the stream. Someone said, oh, I bet you they didn't build the viaduct. It's like, why would you even bet something like that? Don't they usually? Yes, they do. You can use any of the throttle notches you want. You're not stuck to 3 and 5. So we slide on into Cardiff Queen Street. Come into the little stub or bay platform, as it were. Stopping point is quite close to the end. All right, that's it. So if you've got any questions about this train, please chuck them down below and I'll do what I can to help you out. Alrighty, have fun, folks. It's been a pleasure showing this off to you, and see you soon. Bye now.
We played a game.